Well, here's the next update on the Kawasaki 750 Limited rebuild. Here I am in the shed. As explained earlier, the engine has already been taken out, and I've made sort of a simple contraption to hang a rope and an elastic cord onto, and because we want to keep the cam chain under tension when removing the different parts in the engine. Here is the inside of the engine. I just took off the cam cover, and what I'm going to do now is loosen up the bolts on the sprockets and then take off all the different parts. I made a drawing so I know how it all goes back together again, and I'm going to bag everything separately. Each cam holder I'm going to be taking off and bagging separately to make sure that everything goes back in the right place. So that's where I am at the moment. So I haven't really done that much yet. I have taken out the spark plugs, and like I mentioned, everything is going to be bagged separately. And in addition, in case I need it, the Kawasaki 4 manual in a PDF form, just in case. So I'm going to start working on it now and get back to you. Well, the user manual says remove the lock bolt and washer from the cam chain tensioner, which I've done. So that's all the way in there. That's been removed. And then it says before doing anything else, for example taking out the camshafts, which I want to do, look for a few longer bolts, 6mm bolts, same ones, only longer ones, and screw one in tightly. So I'm going to do that now. Well, as you can see, I screwed in a longer bolt, same diameter, and tightly, and now it says you can unscrew the mounting bolts on the chain tensioner and take off the chain tensioner and take out the bolts all the way. So now I'm going to take off the chain tensioner, see if everything works out okay. Well, that worked out fine. One cam chain tensioner taken off and ready to be bagged. Well, the next step says set the 1 and 4 pistons at top dead center by aligning the timing advancer T mark on the 1. Okay, well, my eyes are not that good anymore, and so I'd had to bring some extra light in. I just can't see what I'm doing. So I'm going to try to achieve this. That's the next step. Okay, I was eventually able to find the top dead center and line it up. 1 and 4 are lined up, and it actually loosens the cam belt chain. And while turning a few times to line it up, because I couldn't see it very clearly, it did indeed in the directions say watch out when the chain gets loosened, so you keep some tension on the chain, otherwise it's going to muck up on the sprockets. So that I did, which all turned out actually quite nice. So now I'm going to take off the camshaft caps, and I've already made a drawing of the whole thing, just in case, just for my own reference. So I'm going to take off the caps and bag them all, and get back to you before I take out the sprockets and the camshafts. Just a few things while I'm taking off these caps. You see I still have 2 more to go. Some of the end caps were actually quite difficult to get off, and once they've been unscrewed they're quite stuck, so I tapped them lightly with a rubber hammer and eventually they came loose. What I did try to be very careful with is these caps and these small cylinders that are put into the caps, they come loose, and that you have to watch out very carefully for, because you know, losing one of those little rings, and especially losing it into your engine somewhere, is going to be a pain in the ass. So I was careful not to lose anything. So 2 more to go, and then we'll continue on the rest. Well, all the cam caps have been taken off, and just a couple of things that I came up against. One is, one of these rings, I just cannot get it out. I tried everything, and I don't want to damage it, so it's not going to be an issue, I guess, to take off the cam, so I'll leave it in there just for the moment. I already tried enough to try and get it out. And the other thing is, when I took off the last cam cap on this one here, it just all of a sudden just popped out. So yeah, I'm hoping that the timing was correct and that the chain was correct, because I wasn't expecting that, and it's not, I don't think it's going to be an issue, but it was something that, you know, just occurred when I took off the last cam cap. It just popped out of there, the camshaft. So we'll get on with it. Well, this is becoming challenging. What I'm noticing is that many of the bolts were tight, very tight, and I get an impression that the person who previously worked on this engine didn't torque down the bolts correctly. I do have a problem now. I'm going to show you. There's one bolt. There it is. It's the last bolt, and I just can't get it out. It's a 12mm bolt head, and you know, I think it's worn down. It's been torqued so tight, and I'm not getting it out with the equipment I have. And I want it to seat properly all the way down, and I'm thinking that this is going to work better. This should be able to pick up all the way at the bottom, but I don't have a 12, so I'm going to go to the shop and get one, and just tap it down on top with a rubber hammer to make sure that I'm all the way at the bottom, and then do my very best to see if we can get that last bolt out. And if not, yeah, then I have to think about how I'm going to get that bolt out, because it's got to come out one way or the other. I'll get back. Well, I was able to take out the stubborn bolt, and what I did was go to a car specialist shop here in the area, and luckily he was still open, and I needed something that would seat better on the bolt, so I bought this one, and which is a standard. It's 12 mil, 6-sided, and I fit it on the bolt, and it sat very snug. Put in a hard steel rod and used my wrench, and it just snapped right out. Now I've already tried it. I can already lift the second half of the engine right off, and I think this is about enough for today. So I'm going to do that tomorrow, and just go step by step. And up till now it's not going too bad, and there's going to be a lot of cleaning that has to be done. I have to check the valves, which I've never done before, and I'll see eventually when we get down lower what the pistons look like, if they need new piston rings. Gaskets have to be changed, so there's still some work to do. But up till now I've been able to do quite some things for today, and yeah, we'll continue on it tomorrow again. Thanks again for watching.